The most important thing for you to know about my Montage Mountain weekend was it's located in Northeast Pennsylvania, and I went there Super Bowl weekend. Let's debrief Montage Mountain. I wasn't sure what to expect with Montage. This is a mountain that has been on my radar for years, but I've never really found a reason to go to it. So thanks to the Indy Pass, I finally had a reason to check it out. I will start with talking about the terrain. So the terrain is what you can get when there's not a lot to work with. And it's something that while they have a lot of options, I think you could get bored there very quickly. Montage Mountain is broken up into basically 3 sections. They've got the upper section that is their greens, and all of their greens are over here. And then you have this upper section that is all of their blues. And then this lower section is all of their black diamonds. You know, you can start where you want to start, but you're not going to get a lot of variety within that section. You're going to be doing a lot of the same things on different runs. We liked the runs we took. Our first day, the conditions were like prime, and my mom and I just shot down those double blocks as much as we could. They have a run called White Lightning, which is kind of a well-known run. There is a portion of that run, while it is not long, it is one of the steepest grades that you can ski down on the East Coast. So definitely if you're an advanced skier, you can go down this run, but it's worth noting that it tripped us up the first time we went down it, and you kind of have to go in with a bit of more of a plan than you would think. I definitely enjoyed the runs I was taking, but they are short runs and they are over quickly, and the lift rides are not. You've got to be prepared to sit on lifts. None of the lifts are high speed. You're not getting back to the top of your runs very quickly. It was also very hard to get to the runs. It's very much like you're at the bottom of the lodge and everything right in front of you gets you access to the greens, but it's very hard to get anywhere else if you start on one of those lifts. So I did not love the hike I had to take every time I wanted to get from the lodge back onto the runs. Terrain, because of everything I said, I would say it's like a 2.5 to a 3. This is just a mountain that you can have fun on, but I think you can get bored on really fast. The people who work there, average. I would rate it a 3 out of 5. It's not that I wasn't impressed, it's just I wasn't impressed by everybody. Anytime we interacted with like their mountain ambassador staff, they were very helpful. They were very approachable. They helped us figure out where we wanted to go on the mountain. They helped us figure out how to redeem our Indy Pass. A real mixed bag of people working there, and some people care about their job and care about the mountain and are really into it, and some people are just doing their job. And that's kind of the vibe we got. The people who go to this mountain, well, they're Eagles fans. We interacted with some really great people. It took a long time to find these really great people, but eventually we found, people who would sit on the lift and talk to us. But there's also a lot of not the kind of people I like to ski with. Mostly this is what I was experiencing at the lift lines. The lift lines were not long enough that they needed to be controlled by staff members, but it almost felt like they needed to be. It was just like if they felt like they could sneak up, they were going to sneak up. People were literally like going around me to get in front of me. They wouldn't like merge in with people. People were going through the RFIDs and then realizing their buddy was 5 people behind them. That's a skier vibe I try to avoid. I'll give you a 3 out of 5. There were some nice people. I loved people watching, but I got annoyed a lot while I was waiting to get back on the lift and interacting with people who were at the mountain. We are gonna give kudos where it is due. The vibes of this mountain were 5 out of 5. All these like nitty gritty things that bothered me, I just kept having fun because they were having fun. This mountain knows that they are what they are. It's a small mountain, but they want you to enjoy being there, and they make it that way. Probably the best thing to describe is the fact that we were taking a lift up and we looked to the left and we just saw a bar. They just have a bar set up on the side of a black diamond, and they had a DJ. And they had DJs in a lot of places, and they weren't just people who were playing songs on Spotify. These DJs were actually spinning. So they had a DJ at the bar, and then they had a DJ at the bottom of the lift that services the black diamonds and the double black diamonds. And I will say, he was playing my playlist, so I was down for that and dancing along and having a really good time. We happened to be there a day that they were having like a Girl Scout cardboard classic, so the lodge was just filled with families and Girl Scouts who had built like cardboard sleds, and that was really fun to watch. And I just love that that is something they do for their community. And the lodges itself, I really like the lodge. It was really cool. They have like installment art on the ceiling. They had a lot of seating. The lodge was definitely a lodge I could hang out in. The restaurant, we liked it so much we went twice. So we had, you know, like a grilled cheese and soup situation the first day, and then I actually had like a teriyaki chicken noodle bowl the second day, and it was really good food, really good vibes, places I would want to hang out. So 5 out of 5 for the vibe. So overall with Montage Mountain, it's a 2.5 to a 3 out of 5. The best way I could describe this is that I wouldn't plan another trip to go there, but if someone invited me, I would go. So I'm not putting it back on my calendar, but if I had somebody in my life who said that they wanted to go to Montage Mountain, I would go again. But overall, I think this is a really good mountain for where it is located, and it kind of reminded me of a great place to grow in the sport. Because of the way it's divided up, I really liked that all of the greens were in the same spot and there was a lot of variety. So if you were a beginner, you could really grow there and do a lot of runs and then be ready to like move over one into the blue area. And it felt like it was a great place to grow in the sport, but once you know how to ski and snowboard, it's probably the place that you would just go to like warm up your legs. If you lived close by, it would absolutely be a mountain that you would frequent just because it's convenient and it would get you in shape to go to other mountains. That's my review of Montage. There were parts that I really enjoyed. There were parts that just weren't my cup of tea, but I think that's how it goes with all mountains. There are things you love, there are things you don't love, and you have to decide what's worth going back for. All right, I will see you guys in the next one, and we are going to Vermont. Come on. Baby, you're perfect.